Hello, and welcome to another episode of Aligned Heart. I'm Misty Springer, and I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you all today. I'm just going to take a deep breath and land right here with you. It is such a pleasure for me to be here. It just fills my heart with gladness and joy. I have a huge smile on my face right now as I'm just thinking about this topic that is near and dear to my heart, and that is the wisdom and transformative power of our bodies. Oh, I could talk on this for hours and hours. It's such a beautiful topic that has created so much transformation in my own life, and I have seen how effective it can be in the lives of my clients. And so I'm excited to share it with you all today. And this is going to be a little bit of an introductory episode. I'm going to be talking a lot more about the wisdom of our body and why it is so transformative in coming episodes. But today, it's really like the why behind it. In our culture here, we have a very disconnected relationship with our body. Sometimes it's a very distant, at best, relationship with our body. We feel disconnected from our body. Sometimes it feels like our body is out to get us. It feels very much like we don't have power over our body, like our body has a mind of its own and it's just doing its own thing. And I don't like what it's doing. As women, we're taught to not trust our bodies or the wisdom of our bodies, listen to the diet, listen to the professionals. They can all tell you what your body is saying better than you can. Listen to your best friend. There's a lot of information out there that sends the message your body is not important and there's really nothing to be found there. And my hope at the end of today's episode is that not only will you understand that there's a lot more to the wisdom of your body than you may be recognizing right now, and that you'll have an excitement, a newfound enthusiasm to access the wisdom of your body more practically and more often. The wisdom of your body is the reason that I have included a meditation to accompany every single one of these episodes. The best way that I have found to access the wisdom of our bodies is through quietness, stillness, dropping out of our mind and into our body. That is a way that you can take what the learning is from your mind and bring it into your own experience, or extract the wisdom that is there specifically for you and listen deeply to your own body and your own heart. So I'm going to be including that a meditation, just like with every episode. I'll be including a meditation for you to practice this listening. I like to talk about listening to the wisdom of your body like visiting a foreign country. You may go to China tomorrow and feel very out of place, feel very uncomfortable, not really know what anyone is saying, and that's okay. The longer you spend in China, the longer you spend getting to know the people and the culture, the more you begin to love it. That is the experience that I have found for myself and my clients as they start to get to know and listen and trust the wisdom of their body. So, why is this so important? Why does it even matter? What's the why behind, I've gotten this far in my life. Why would I even need to listen to the wisdom of our body? So I work with a lot of really powerful women. My clients are amazing. They're entrepreneurs. They are mothers. They are up to great things in the world. And they want to be the very best version of themselves. They have this desire to continue creating themselves. There is this inherent divine nature that we each have that I believe fuels our desire to progress, our desire to keep growing, keep expanding, keep evolving. It is a part of our divine identity. Tony Robbins says progress equals happiness. Another one of my favorite people in the whole world, Dieter Uchtdorf, says the desire to create is one of the deepest yearnings of the human spirit. No matter our talents, education, backgrounds, or abilities, we each have an inherent wish to create something that did not exist before. We want to create. There is an inherent yearning within us. So that may be creating a better relationship in your marriage. That may be creating more clients or greater income and impact in your business. That may be showing up as the best version of you as you take care of your body from a place of love. This desire to create is just this desire inherent in each one of us to become the very best version of ourselves. Thomas McConkie, another one of my favorites, says, a single seed brings forth a mighty harvest when cared for. Metamorphosis, awakening, transformation, whatever words we use to describe this miraculous process, is our birthright as human beings. So, the clients that I work with, the women that I work with, you here listening to this podcast are here because there is a drive within you to grow and to show up as that next best version of yourself. It's why personal development and spiritual development feels so profoundly important, even though it's not something that you can look to and say, yeah, it's top of my priority list, like feeding my children, right? But it feels that important sometimes. It feels like there is just this inherent need to progress. And that's because it is our divine birthright. There is this desire to continue growing. So I've studied this process of transformation for years. How do we grow into that next best version of ourselves? How do we make the changes that we want for ourselves, especially when it feels hard, especially when it feels like it's something that I have been trying to do for years and I can't seem to make the progress that I want. I found that very much with my relationship with food and my body, and then also as an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur journey is a soul journey. It is about really becoming that next best version of yourselves and seeing all the parts that come up in the process and working through and growing through each one of those pieces. Many of the women that I work with are entrepreneurs as well, and they're seeing that they're holding themselves back, and they often don't know why. The way that I have found through all of the last 30 years of research on the process of transformation and change, the fastest way is through the body. There is a wisdom that is inherently, divinely, and personally crafted for each one of you. The answers that you need, that you're so desperately searching for in the podcast, in the coaches, in the information that is out there on the internet. The answers are inside. Promise. I've seen it over and over and over again. When we access the body, there is a wisdom in the body that provides answers that our mind has not attuned to yet. Sometimes our body has more wisdom, more knowing than our mind has access to. And I want you to think about that and think about the last time you made a big decision, something that felt really important. Was it a knowing in your heart that allowed you to step forward and say, yes, let's do this? Or was it your mind that was logically clicking off the boxes and saying, yeah, this looks good? Right? And now it may be a combination of both, but there have been decisions in my life where we've laid two decisions out on paper. And there's one decision that clearly outweighs on paper the other decision. I remember when we were buying a house and we were deciding between North Carolina and Tennessee. And on paper, my husband and I, he loves his spreadsheets, and he created this awesome spreadsheet. And we rated all the things that we wanted in North Carolina, and we rated all the things that we wanted in Tennessee, and which place had which. And on paper, Tennessee won out. On paper, logically, Tennessee was the right choice. But we both had a knowing in our heart and in our body that North Carolina was where we needed to be. And that's where we went. So oftentimes, our body holds a wisdom that our mind can't quite access. And it's not something we can always put a finger to, but it's there. So the fastest way to transformation is from the inside out. That is how I coach my clients. In my process, Awake, Aware, Align, and that's the first 3 episodes of this podcast, Awake, Aware, Align. We awake to the truth of who you are. We become aware of what's holding you back, and then we get into aligned action. The action step comes last. What comes first is the energy of where that action comes from. Where your energy comes from and the action that you take matters. Awareness and awakening to the truth of who you are have to come first, and that comes in your body and your heart. So when we work with the body, we shift the energy of what you believe, think, and feel. Okay, that's the energy that we create. When we shift our energy, we shift our results. And our energy is simply made up of what we believe, which is the language of our heart, what we feel, which is the language of our body, and then what we think, which is the language of our mind. Another way to say this is that when you change your state, you change your story. Okay, I'm going to say that again. When you change your state, meaning your body, your heart, when you change your state of being, you change the story in your mind. All right, so another really great Thomas quote that I love. We do not escape from the body, we escape into it. When we fully inhabit the body and all its aches, pains, pleasures, and glory, we realize that we can learn and know profound spiritual truths through the body that we can't learn any other way. That's Thomas McConkie. I'm going to say that one more time because I just love this quote. We do not escape from the body, we escape into it. When we inhabit the body and all its aches, pains, pleasures, and glory, we realize that we can learn and know profound spiritual truths through the body that we can't learn any other way. So let's talk about 4 truths to learn to listen deeply to the language of our body and access that transformative power. So, truth number 1, 80% of our transformative power lies within the body and the heart. We are really, really good at accessing our mind when we're thinking about transformation. And when you think about all that's out there in mindset coaching, success coaching, a lot of the coaching industry revolves around the thoughts that we think and our mindset, which is powerful. It is absolutely a part of the transformative process, but it is only one part. We are a whole being. We are a mind and a body and a heart. We have to access all 3 parts of us in order to access our transformative power. So when we are accessing only our mind, we're only accessing 20% of our transformative power. When we access our body and heart, we're accessing 80% of our transformative power. All right. So I'm going to leave it at that. A lot more I could say on that, but I'm feeling that's going to suffice for right now. The second truth about accessing our body is that we can access the subconscious beliefs that are holding us back. Our heart is the home of all our beliefs, right? The language of our heart is what I believe. Now, that can be empowering beliefs. We can drop into our heart and access the empowering beliefs that move us forward. They can also be the home of our limiting beliefs. And oftentimes, our limiting beliefs have become so commonplace, and we don't even recognize them anymore. It becomes like white noise in the background. And so how do we access something that we can't even hear or aren't even consciously aware exists? I have heard it said that we have between, I think it's 50 and 80,000 thoughts a day, depending on the type of brain you have. Between 50 and 80,000 thoughts a day, and 75% of those thoughts, actually, excuse me, 95% of those thoughts are unconscious. It's our brain's way of conserving energy. Anything that we can put into a pattern or a repeat, we're just going to put in the back burner, put in the background as white noise. Like, I don't need to think about that anymore. Think about when you're driving a car. It's very thought intensive. 2 hands on the wheel, check the mirror, foot on the gas, what's the speed limit? You're very hyper vigilant about watching everything on the road around you. You have lots of thoughts about what's going on. By the time you've been a seasoned driver, you're just driving on autopilot. That is literally what our mind does. So 95% of our thoughts are relegated to autopilot. We don't even know they're going on in the background, but they are influencing how we show up. So if I'm not aware of 95% of my subconscious thoughts, how do I change them? We can only change what we can see, and accessing those 95% of subconscious thoughts is available through the body. Our body knows. Our mind may not be aware, but our body is. Also, our body is your best friend. So kind of along the same line, your body is your best friend. Think about, and the way that I like to think about this is that sometimes our body has signals for us. There's things that our body wants us to know and understand. And sometimes that can be a physical symptom in our body. All right. So let's say, for example, I have back pain, or I've done everything in the world. I cannot get rid of this back pain, or I've done everything and I can't get rid of this weight. Oftentimes, what the message can be in your body is that there's more here I need you to know. So it's like, I like to think of our body as like a very best friend who comes and knocks on the door, and we're inside the house and we're like, nope, don't have time for you, don't want to listen, go away. But because our body so loves us and our body is our very best friend, our body is not going to stop. It's going to just knock louder. And we're going to be like, go away. I don't want to talk right now. I'm not here. Just leave. And because our body loves us so much, it's going to go to the window, and our body's going to start pounding on the window saying, listen, I have a message for you. There's something here I need you to know. And again, we may say, nope, not interested, go away. Until finally, our body is like, I love you so much, I'm going to get louder. And I'm going to give you more pain. I'm going to give you more frustration. I'm going to give you more feelings of discontent. I'm going to give you more confusion because I don't know what to do anymore. Nothing seems to be working. And your body is saying, I've got a message for you here that's going to make all the difference in the world for you. I need you to listen to it. And so the body will pull out a bazooka and blow the door down, finally trying to get through to get your attention. Right? That is often what happens when we are dealing with a pain that is either emotional pain or physical pain that is chronic. It won't go away. Something that has been bothering us for years, and we've tried everything with no avail. That's when it's time to stop looking outside of ourselves and start turning inward. What I have found is that we often look outside of us for the answers. We look in the podcast. We look at what our best friend's doing. We look at what the latest expert is saying. We search on Google or Chat GPT. We're looking outside of us for the answers, and then we're wondering why we feel powerless, right? We're giving our power away to everyone else and then wondering why we feel powerless. Your body holds the answers that you're looking for. There's wisdom here that's just waiting for you. That leads me to my third point, which is pain is an opportunity to pay attention inside now. Emotional pain or physical pain. When we have emotional or physical pain that brings us literally to our knees or brings us into a place of stillness and contemplation, it is a good thing. It's allowing us to pay attention inside now. Hear the message that your friend is trying to give you. Recognize that it comes from a place of love. I recently had an experience with this. I've been dealing with an eye issue, and I really wanted my eye infection to go away. I was doing everything that the doctor ordered. It was not resolving in the way that the doctor had said that it would. And then I started all of my own personal energetic healing techniques. I was using my mind and affirmations and just really visualizing and seeing it healed, and it just wasn't budging. And finally, I had the prompting through a beautiful coach and mentor to just get still. She was just reminding me of what I preach all the time, which sometimes we all need those reminders. And I did have the opportunity to go inward and to learn more about surrender and trust and gratitude for the healing that was taking place. I was asking for physical healing, and what my body and heart taught me was that it wasn't the physical body that needed healing, it was my soul. And there was an opportunity to heal my soul and my relationship with patience, my relationship with surrender, and my relationship with trust in God and the wisdom of my path being exactly what it needed to be right now. There was so much wisdom that was there simply waiting for me in the pain. So, third point, third truth, pain is an opportunity to pay attention inside now. And finally, the really powerful truth about working with the body is that it regulates our nervous system. When we have a regulated nervous system, we make powerful decisions. I've heard the phrase, the calmest person in the room is the most powerful person in the room. When our nervous system is regulated, and we're going to be doing a lot more work on nervous system regulation over the next few episodes. We'll be talking, anytime we're talking about body or working with the body, we are talking about regulating your nervous system, allowing your nervous system to relax so it doesn't have to be that bazooka blowing down the door. It can relax because it's heard. It can relax because we're paying attention, because we're getting still. In order to listen and pay attention to the wisdom of our body and heart, we do have to be in a place of stillness and quiet. And regulating that nervous system is a way to get there. Also, when we have a regulated nervous system, we see opportunities that were not available before. We only have 3 options when we're in a panicked state: fight, flight, or freeze. And when we have a regulated nervous system, we open up to opportunities that we didn't see before. So that's all I'll say on that. We are going to move into the meditative part of this experience, which is my favorite part because it's going to bring all of this information home. If you want to have an experience with this dropping out of your head and into your body and heart, join me in the meditation that follows. Loved being here with you. This is Misty Springer with a Light Heart. Please join me in the meditation that accompanies this podcast. And if this podcast touched you in any way, please share it with a friend or a loved one, and please leave a review. I am so grateful for every single one of you as my listeners, and I am so thrilled to be here with you all.